Hey guys, what's happening? What is happening? Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Yeah, it's kind of an odd time to go live. I get it. I get it. But can somebody give me a 5 for 5? And yeah, we'll get going here. We've had some stuff happening tonight, and I just want to kind of go over it real quick with you guys. If you guys will allow me to do so, that would be great. Okay. All right. Well, let's do this. Okay. How you doing, Janet? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Did I do something here? All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me do something here real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. Because I do want to do this right, like really quick. Let's yeah. Let's try to do this here real quick. Sorry guys, sorry for the little delay here. I just want to I'm gonna pull this up real quick and share it real quick, because sometimes the notifications don't go out, and that's kind of what I need to do right here. I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna share it out real quick. So give me 1 second. Big flare popped off, guys. Big flare causing radiation storm, and we got more sunspots now too. So we're going to be talking about that here in just a second. And yeah, so I told you guys I'd come back on and give you guys an update, and that's what I'm doing. Hopefully we can get this going here real quick. Sorry I'm taking a second here, but sometimes, again, I can tell when notifications don't go out, because things just get put out there really slow. And you know, people still come in. It just takes it a while, and I don't want people to miss anything real quick. Come support, right? You know what I'm saying? You guys get what I'm saying, baby. That's right. That's right. So let's go ahead and copy that, and we will post this to yeah, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and create another poster. If you guys got your bell notifications on, you're going to get another notification right here. Don't worry about it. No biggie. There we go. We just got this. All right. So, and then let's go back here. We'll go back to the go live. Okay, and I'm sorry about that, guys. You know, when I do see stuff coming in slow, it usually means that the notifications didn't get sent out very fast. And it's, listen, it's Saturday night going into Sunday morning. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to be here, and that is okay, right? So yeah. So let me go ahead and yeah, we'll go ahead and get moving now. I think we're good. I think we're good now. So we'll leave it at that. All right. Let's I want to make sure everything is everything showing up and sounding everything okay. I think you guys already gave me a 5 for 5, but I'm just asking again. All right, guys. So we did have a big some more eruptions here. Anybody who's been following my channel for any length of time or watches any kind of space weather, you'll understand what I'm getting ready to say here. The X-ray flux, that's from flares. When we see it do this, it got up. I think that one ended up being an M4 class flare. Now, if you guys remember back on my channel a while back, I'm talking like a year or so, maybe even 2. I was talking to you guys about how the X-ray flux, the baseline's important, right? Because if the baseline's down here on an A level right here, it takes a lot more for it to get up into Mclass. So when we got X-rays already hanging around in bottom C class, constantly. That's just a constant X-ray we have hitting our planet all the time right now. It doesn't take much more of a blast to get you up in here. But this one's a little bit special. We get the long duration flares from time to time. And usually when that happens, we do get a radiation storm. And that's what happened here. We actually almost got up into S2 range, which isn't a huge deal. S1 definitely is not a huge deal. But it is showing you that there was a radiation storm. And, you know, we got to talk about that. I mean, that's just, it's space weather news. You know what I'm saying? And also, guys, we're in a geomagnetic storm. We're out of it now. This was that second set of, I don't want to set, but the first one I showed you guys yesterday was from the cannibal CME. That was 2 CMEs fired off, and the one behind it caught up with the one in the front. And what you're seeing here is the one from the X-flare. It gave us kind of like a sideways glancing blow. It wasn't a full direct hit. And I caution people to, that want to just be really, really aggressive with what they're saying as far as, how big these things can get. And I explained this yesterday, and I'm going to go back here to the Discover data real quick just to let you guys see what I was talking about again. This right here, the BZ, guys, that's the angle, right, of how the magnetic and how the particles come into our system. When this is in a positive format, which would be above negative, right? We're in a position, our magnetic field is, to be able to absorb and deflect space weather a heck of a lot better. So this happened. And this is when that cannibal CME hit. So the reason why we didn't get into bigger storm levels was because of this. That was one of the biggest reasons. Now you can see here we did slip down, and this is when we got into the geomagnetic storm level. Again, no big deal because it was a G1. Never even got into G2. So, but that did happen, and both of those sets of CMEs we were talking about did hit. They didn't miss us. They just weren't really, really big or didn't affect our magnetic field as much as we thought that it possibly could have. And this angle is really why. That's one of the biggest reasons anyway. But the second one did hit, and that is what you're seeing here. But this came from a whole new set of eruptions. Alright, we've had 1, 2, 3 M flares in less than 24 hours. Decent size M flare. Right? This is a long duration one, and there's another M flare after that. So when you see the long duration stuff, that's typically when you see the really the proton flux elevates, and it tends to stick around. So that's what's happening, and it ionizes our atmosphere. If you want to get technical about it, that's the term that is used. Now, what's that look like? Well, it looks like this. Okay. This right here is where the flare would be like. That's basically right now the sun is centered over this part of the world. It's daytime over here in Australia, New Zealand, all these, Fiji, all these countries over here, right? But you see, you still got absorption going on around the poles. That's the radiation storm part. Okay, this would be the X-ray. This would be, the radiation end of it, and it's sticking around. It's not going nowhere right now. So, yeah. Thank you, mods, for being here. I appreciate every one of you. Christine, good job. Joanna, hopefully you're feeling better. I think you had dialysis today, didn't you? At least that's what I thought I caught over on the lifeboat. Hope you're feeling okay. And everybody else, Tom, what's up, brother? But yeah, so that's what I would say. We have radiation storm going on, and this is showing you that. So, and again, the sunspot numbers, guys, they're forecasted is this red line. You see how far we're above that? Now, you can see back in this last sun cycle, we did that too. But we haven't even been on this line at all this sun cycle. We've been above it every time. Now that's just speaking to the amount of sunspots facing Earth. Okay, that's it. It doesn't tell you how many times they erupted, how powerful it was, any of that stuff. Simply just the number of sunspots. And why they do that is because that's how they gauge what's going on. The chances of us getting activity is greater when there's a sunspot being involved. Hey, is Axe in here? I see Axe and Nazi. Hey, what's up? Ripper, what's happening? Mark, good to see everybody. George, what's happening? I think I seen Seven Sun in here too. Just good to see you guys. Toss out. There you go. Conspiracy Realist Mom, good to see you. Miss Honeybee, heck yeah, the crew's here, baby. That's right. So, yeah. So, when somebody's talking about stuff being very active, or they're talking about a sun cycle, how we're above normal, above average, above whatever they forecast, they're talking about the sunspot number, period. That's all they're talking about. You know, you could have one sunspot, but if it blows a X40 flare, I mean, what's going to affect us more? That one? Or is it going to be on a month where we've had, I don't know, this one here in May of 2022, that's the forecasted value there. But if you look at the monthly values here, October 2021, there were 38 sunspots and only 21 was forecasted. So, also, if you guys go over here, all you got to do is grab this box down here. Watch. I can go all the way back because we talk about 1859, right? Which is what? The Carrington event. What did that sun cycle look like? Well, you can go back here and look. You can actually narrow it down to like right there. So 1859 would be right here. So right here is the year that the Carrington event happened. And yeah, there was 166 sunspots facing Earth that year. Now you're probably asking, how the heck do they know that? Well, they had telescopes back then, guys. They had the ability to look, okay, with sun filters. I know it doesn't sound like they probably did, but they did. They had those, you know. Telescopes are it's pretty old technology. And, you know, and the ability for them to understand how to use a filter to where they can look at the stuff and find them. That's how Carrington's seen it. He's seen it on the sun. And that was one of the biggest reasons why we now differentiate between a solar flare and a CME. Because they could tell the difference. That's when they first started talking about that. Maybe not the first time they started talking about it, but in a serious way. Right? So you guys can do this yourself over here. Go over to NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center, and you can move this anywhere you want. But keep in mind, if you're looking at older dates, I don't trust the data points on those as much as I trust them now, because we just simply didn't have the best technology back then. Okay, so right now, see this sunspot here? That's the one that's been giving us all the issue. Now we got this one here, and it's acting up. So, and we've got a pretty decent, like what we call a solar tsunami that happened with some of this stuff too. And we're going to get into that here just right now. So let me show you the flare that caused the radiation storm. And it's pretty impressive, guys. It's on my thumbnail. It's right here. This is the 304 angstrom. Again, they use these different filters to see different gases. So that's what you're looking at there. That is the eruption. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to do this. And I'm just going to toggle it back and forth, and you're going to see how long this thing lasts. Okay, so you start there, and there it goes. Bam. You see how it flicked out? And I talk about this a lot because that's plasma, and it kind of flicks out. If you can imagine putting, like, I don't know, water on like a hose, on the outside of a hose, and grab it and flick it out. Watch what that water does. Because it's very similar to what the plasma does when it flicks off the sun like that. So it's going to cover a big area, is what I'm saying. So that, and you see how it stayed bright? That means that flare was continuously pumping out X-rays. for that amount of time. Okay, and that was a substantial amount of time. And you're going to notice this one over here started acting up. So let's go over here to the 94 angstrom right here. And you'll be able to see it a little bit better here because it just, the way that the gas that it's looking at over here is just showing it a little better. So let me back it up a little bit. Again, watch up here. Okay, so I'm going to back it up to when it starts. See how much of the sun's involved here? Okay, you see how, I mean, that's just, yeah. Now remember, this is actually facing the side, guys. It's not right in front of us. So, it's not, you know, on the other side of the limb either, but it's not right in front of us. You see how long this one kind of hung in and then it flared again? That second flare right there, that one is this. The one before it is that long duration one. But you seen that X pattern show up, and it's not an X flare, it's just how the camera interpreted the light. You see how it's kind of got an X shape there? That's that second flare. And you can notice how this one here is now acting up. See all those popping? Okay, so I'm going to take this one and go to the, let's go to the 211 because I want to show you guys this. You're going to see the wave go across the surface of the sun, and you're going to see it retrograde back. It's going to go bam, 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 bam. It's really, really interesting. So watch what happens here. Oh man, I didn't go back far enough, I don't think. Oh, daggone it. Yeah. Let me update that. Oh, it did. Okay. Well, let me, I may have to run. Maybe it didn't. Let's find out. Okay, I think we're good. Let's try it again here. Let's see what it does here. Yeah, it did it. So, yeah. So let me pause that. I'm going to take this back. We'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit more. Let's zoom out one number here. Yeah, that's a little better. That way we can see the majority of the sun. All right. So, watch what happens. Again, look in that same area, okay? Oh, man. Hold on. Watch right here. Boom. See that? Look at that. I mean, watch the shockwave just go across, ripple back, retrograde. Retrograde means it's going against the rotation of the sun. It's going the opposite way. And we were talking about that over on Marfugal because he covered an article where they were talking about how they had seen that, and it was something that wasn't completely known because it was moving so fast. I would encourage you guys to go over to Marfugal and check him out. He reported on that, and it was a good report. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to back this up right here. Now watch when this one blows, and then you'll see this one and this one. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? And I know it's going to take a second, so hang with me here, guys, okay? Please. That's why right there. Man, see, I knew I'd jack that all up. Let me bring that back forward to here. So I was only going back 100 frames. Should have been going back 300. What a moron. You know what I mean? Dang on. Anyway, we'll come back to this and I'll show you this again. But let me show you what the radiation storm looks like on a chronograph. This is what it looks like right here. This is SOHO. It's our perspective. It's right out in front of the Earth. Always looking at the sun. And I say this every time, but I think I need to so people understand. So you can see a couple different bursts of all these white sparkles. See that? And they happen right after the flares. So what's happening there is those are your charged particles hitting the camera. Now watch when this one fires off. Watch what happens. See all that? That's the radiation, guys. Okay? Now the CME part of it, I know you guys are probably wondering, is it going to hit us? It's got a chance. Alright? It's not going to be a direct hit because it is off to the side. I just want to make sure you guys understand that. But here's our side view. So I'll show it to you here on stereo A too. But that's what that was it right there. But okay, so it's going to the right there, and this is from looking at the sun from the side, and it's going to the right over here looking at the sun from the front too. So what's that mean? Well, it means most likely it's going to be going off to the Earth's right if you're looking at the sun. I know I'm using left right because people get confused. When you say east-west when looking at the sun, it's backwards of what it would be if you were looking at a map. Okay? But you see all that right after that erupts. That's radiation, guys. Okay? That is mercury, just so you know. You see how it starts to fade off there at the end? That's because they're getting pushed out. Right? They've already been here. They did what they were going to do, and they're gone. Yeah. But they do hang around in our atmosphere. That's why you look at an absorption graph or model, whatever. So, I ran this a little bit further, and I'm going to take it back here. And what we're going to do, I want you guys to watch. Give me 1 second. Okay. What I want you guys to pay attention to is the overall activity on the whole sun. Just kind of look at it as a whole right now, and you're going to see that the atmosphere gets disturbed everywhere. Okay? Like, just, it's almost like shotgun stuff, just popping all over the sun. And you'll see it kind of pop here and then boom, 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 doing all these kinds of, because what happens is when one thing pops, it destabilizes some of the rest of the sun. Okay? So we're going to go forward here. Boom, do you see that one? Right here. Okay? There's another one. So, I mean, it's popping all over, right? And that's why I'm showing you that. So, we'll move on. I don't want to spend much more time on that. That's taking too long. But, again, guys, long duration, right? And that's what we're seeing. Right now, our solar wind conditions and space weather conditions are really normal, okay? Nothing out of the ordinary. We're not having any kind of storming as far as geomagnetically. Radiation storm, here is your graph and your chart of what can be happening. This is radiation here. Again, biological effects, none. Satellite operations, none. Minor impacts on high frequency radio in the polar region. Why is it on the polar region? This is showing you why. Okay? Stuff comes in easier on our poles, and it tends to hang around when we're talking about radiation that way. Okay? So yeah. Oh man. So here is the magnetopause. This is our magnetic field. Sun's off to the left, and stuff moves from left to right. This is speed. You're going to see waves, and it's going to move around, and all the above. This is just, you guys, this is what we're going to have to get used to for the next few years. I'm just being honest with that. That's nothing to, I'm not even over exaggerating. It's going to last that long. Okay? So this is geoelectric field. What is this? This is space weather effects on our electrical grid. This is not geomagnetism. This is geoelectric. So Yeah, not much going on right here on this one right now. Auroras, I'm just going to play that one here on the South Pole. We're not doing a whole lot right now as far as Aurora. It is kind of elevated a little, but it's not bad. Well, any of this stuff isn't bad anyway. This stuff is cool. So yeah. Alright, I already showed you this, but I'll show you this again. This is stereo A. Boom. Okay. That was that long duration flare. Okay. I'll pause it and I'll back it up here a little bit. Okay. Earth's over here. Way over here, but this direction. It definitely fanned out pretty wide. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that on the CME detector or the CME tracker. This is NASA's version of it. Okay, so here's Earth. This is a top-down view. You can see how far it fans out. Actually, I'm going to, well, let's leave it there. This is the side cut. So it's hitting us there, glancing below. This one here, still a glancing blow, but not, doesn't look as, looks more direct hit on this one than it does on this one. But this one here is our orbital line around the sun. It's stretched out in a straight line. So it gives us 3 different axes to look at. So if it hits us on all 3, you could pretty much say, hey, NASA's saying we're going to get some effects from this. Whether or not this one hits glancing below or just comes close, it's probably going to be about the same type of effects. I don't look for much from this, okay, guys? We could get G1 storm, I guess, on the way out in left field here, maybe G2, but we'll see, right? So yeah, Menacing, what's up? Anna, good to see you. I think I said hi to Ripper, didn't I? Pretty sure. Yeah, I think Christina's doing that on accident. She might be doing it on purpose. I'm not sure. Yeah, Christina, you're putting stuff in there in like Chinese or something. She doesn't normally do that. It's probably an accident. Yeah, the sun's really, really active right now. Yeah. It's cool. I know you're just having some fun. It's all good. All good. I definitely ain't upset. That's English? What? No way. Is it? Maybe I want to. Is it just... Yeah, it is. It's just a crazy font. Yeah, you're right. Well, you already knew that. You just told me that, right? That is English. If you look at it real close, guys, it's just a crazy font. Wow. Oh, is it upside down too? Yeah. That's right. Have fun, guys. What's the point if we're not? At least if we're not trying. Alright, so spaceweather.com over here. Go give them some love. They're covering basically the same thing I just covered. They do a really good job over here, guys, so go give them some love. You really need to. But they're saying the same thing. We took a grazing blow from that CME. It did take us into storm level for just a minute. Nothing really much came of it. Now, if you want to know more about the radio burst and the radio blackout and why that happens, come over here. I'm not going to play this because this is actually kind of loud. But they're going to show you and let you listen to what it sounds like when these things hit. So you'll be able to hear it. It makes an audible thing. It's a radio burst, right? We had radio burst and blackouts at the same time. I know that sounds exact opposite, but they explain that here too. It does take a little bit of explaining, so if you want to know more about that, come over here and click on their links and read what they got to say. Give them some love, all right? Near-Earth objects, guys, not much going on. Those are unknown asteroids or known meteorites and asteroids. If they're, I can't remember what the cutoff here is, but this one here is 17.7 lunar distance. They call that near-Earth, right? That's 17 times the distance between us and the moon. I know if you think about it in those aspects, it seems like it's a really far away thing, right? Well, you got to keep in mind we're talking about the vastness of space. So that's why they consider it that. So, yeah. So that's what's going on. I just wanted to give you guys an update. Also, guys, here's the lifeboat, guys. We had an awesome show tonight. If you guys didn't catch this one, please go over and check this one out. We're talking about repetition over here. Is it a good thing or a bad thing when we're talking about being in recovery or addiction or even just your life, period? We're all creatures of habit. And that's kind of what we're talking about over here, and why it's important to understand why it is important to have a routine, because it'll keep your mind straight. You know what I mean? It gives you something that you say, hey, yeah, that's something I was supposed to do today, and I did it. So you've accomplished a goal. So yeah, and Christina just put the link in the chat there for you guys. Please go over and check it out. Please. Check out Christina's channel too. Better drop your own link in there too, girl. Hey, BK, what's up? Mark Pires, Renaissance Man. Guys, go check him out, please. Positivity. I mean, that's what he's all about. He's been here for, how many days in a row is this? It's a bunch. 1,100 and some days in a row. It is just, yeah. I mean, he's a machine, man, for sure. Great music, great comedy, great improv. Never nothing negative. Okay? And that's why all of us that have the like-mindedness tend to gravitate towards each other, because we don't want that negative crap, do we? Even when we're talking about space weather, it doesn't have to be negative. We can report on something that's not the best news, but we don't have to put it out in such a way that it's just like, makes everybody feel like crap. You know what I mean? And it's an art. I mean, you really got to concentrate on doing that, and that's what he's all about. I'm telling you, guys, you're missing out if you don't go check out Mark. And the same thing with the lifeboat. We've helped so many people get into recovery and, try their best to get off their drug of choice. And, we're really making a difference in people's lives over there. And I really hope that if you guys have somebody you love, or you yourself is in that situation right now, please come check us out. You can't hurt by checking us out. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, but tonight's show was a little special. I mean, it really did. Had a lot of activity in the chat. It was really good conversation, and you're going to get treated like family as soon as you walk in the door. Okay? Everybody in the chat's going to say hi to you. They're going to, hey, how you doing? And then if you got issues, you can actually say it, and it's, people try to help. So, and if you don't want to say it in public, my email, Tommy's email, is always in the description over there. You don't have to be saying it in public. If you just need help and you want somebody to help you with that, you can contact us. Okay? But please go check that out. And every other channel, guys, Marfugal, Ripper, I mean, anybody, Christine, anybody's got channels. I really wish I could shout everybody out every time. But I'll miss somebody no matter what. It just happens. And, I'm all about being positive nowadays, guys. We just don't need, the negativity just doesn't need to be there. You don't have to have that negativity to get your point across. You don't. You just got to be real. Saying something real like, hey, we got this radiation storm, or hey, we might have some issues here, or here, doesn't mean we have to come out and just like, oh my God, I'm having, crying about it and all this other stuff, right? We don't have to do it that way. We don't. It's a choice. So choose to be happy, choose to be positive, keep rocking, guys. You guys are awesome. I love all you guys. I am going to go ahead and cut out, guys. If we have anything else happen, I'll come back on and let you know. My guess is we will. I'll take you back over here and let you guys watch this a few times, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream off. And thank you guys for being here and supporting. Guys, we broke 50,000 subs, by the way. I know I already mentioned that, but thanks to anybody and everybody that got me there. I mean, it's everybody. I can't leave anybody out. I mean, I simply just have to say everybody. Everybody I've ever talked about, everybody I've been involved with, you guys know who they are. And thank you to all those people. We just got to continue to support one another. Right? All right, guys. God bless. Yahusha saves. And Hulk, smash that button. Ain't that right? My favorite Canuck. That's right, Lord Kiss. That's right. Stay strong, everybody. God